Hello Spirit Squad, this is Pixie from Pixie Moons. Thank you for joining me once again. If you are new here, welcome. I make Reiki videos like this one, pick a cards, card readings, videos about astrology and spirituality. So if you are into any or all of those things, by all means subscribe, join the Spirit Squad today. And remember to ring the bell so you get notified every time I upload, and I try to upload as much as I can for you guys. And if you are a returning member of the Spirit Squad, thank you so much for being here and welcome back. Also, I'm on the book, I'm on the gram, I'm on the talk, I'm everywhere. Bro, all the information is down below. Today I'm coming at you with a Reiki video that was suggested by Kati, I believe, Pendragon Cosplay. She also has a music channel where she plays the harp and the thumb piano, and I was going to say the wok. The handpan, you guys. She is very talented and I love her vibe. So if you want to check her out, I will drop links down below. But yeah, turns out we are both language nerds. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this Reiki video. If you are not a language nerd by any means, that's fine. You can just turn the sound off and enjoy the Reiki. Set the intention to receive it and let it work with you. Remember to rest and drink lots of water. You know me, I'm like your grandma, I always say the same thing. But yeah, before we start though, I'm going to set my intentions. I'm going to say a quick orison to unite us all in this experience. And then I'm going to talk about languages and I'm going to Reiki your butt. So let's get into that. I'm looking at my phone because that's where I have my notes. Sorry guys. Sit comfortably or lie down if you wish to. You know me, I'm like anything goes as long as you're comfortable. That's fine. So, sending Reiki energy on all grids and mattresses throughout space and time at the perfect moment on individual and collective timelines, on the physical, psychological and emotional planes. For the purest, highest vibrational well-being of all, including Gaia. I was like, I'm gonna film a video now that it's quiet. Connecting to Mother Gaia and Father Sky, all angels, archangels, fairies and spirit animals. Ascended masters, teachers and guides, ancestors, the universe and spirit itself. Asking you to please help us remember to enjoy the present moment. Help us remember our true nature. Help us remember our soul's purpose. Asking you to please help us ground and manifest exactly what we deserve in divine timing and for everyone's highest and greatest good. Asking you to send us the energies of the seas, the forests, the mountains, the sun, the moon, the stars, so that we stay healthy and strong, protected and anointed, aligned with our emotions, intuition and highest self. always and forever, and so it is. All right. So, in one of my previous videos, obviously, my future videos, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Not yet. Not yet. If you have any suggestions, drop them. In one of my previous videos, I was talking about languages for some reason. I started speaking German, and that's how Pendragon cosplay, Kati, how we got about talking about languages. So I'm well into languages right now. But let's start at the beginning. Why don't we? Okay, let me just... Okay, there's like some things that we need to like send up to the universe. Some things that need to be cleared, and that's fine. That's why we're here. So, those of you might already know, my first language is actually French, but I don't speak French with anybody unless I really have to. My mother is Brazilian, but she never taught me the language, so we spoke French at home. My dad was not with us because he had problems of his own. Let's not talk about that today. But he also, like, I don't know, it feels like he's more confident in French than in Portuguese. But like both my parents are immigrants. But since I didn't grow up with my dad, like, we use French because I guess it's like easier. Let me see. So I don't really know what I can say because it feels so weird for me to speak that. I only speak it like twice a week with my mum, and it's usually like, hello, hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, me too. Okay, bye. Like, but if you want me to like drop a comment, I guess. So yeah. Then I'm also sending you like Reiki symbols right into your bloodstream, right into your DNA, right into your nervous system. You know how it goes from the brain down to the soles of your feet. So then, when I was about 9 or 10, I got like a kind of kids encyclopedia and one of my sisters got me. And it was about English. So it was like basic stuff with an approximate pronunciation. So I was super excited, and then some moments after that, like a few months after that, I think it was, I started learning English actually. So I was already like 10 or 11 years old when I started learning English, which like nowadays it sounds like ridiculous. So about 2 years after that, I started learning Spanish. Needless to say, I love languages, like I was saying, so I was doing pretty well. That's the one thing I didn't really have to worry, because it kind of, I don't want to brag, but I'm going to, it kind of like came easy to me. So, okay, let's work on the third chakra since we're talking about expression. Like languages, writing, drawing, those were like my favorite subjects because I was good at them. And music, I have like a very good ear, so I am blessed with 2 good ears actually. And it's most of the time easy for me to like find a tune. What I also like doing is like listening to instrumental music and kind of like vocalizing. Okay, focusing on your heart chakra. Hola y bienvenido a todos y todas, o que sean todas y todos, aquí en mi canal de YouTube. Si sé que quieren como sesiones de Reiki, o que sea lecturas de cartas, deja un comentario abajo y por supuesto le voy a responder. Then 2 years after that, so it's like 2 years. 2 years after that, I had the choice between doing extra English, like more English, like 3 hours more English, or learning Latin or learning German. I thought I was not good enough for extra English. Self-worth issues. Also, I don't know why I was attracted to Latin. That's like, it's a dead language. Like, who are you gonna talk to? Like a priest? So, okay, no, I'm down in the solar plexus. So we're talking about self-worth. So German was not really my first choice. I had a prejudice. I am not proud to say, but I have to own up. I mean, I was a stupid teen, like what the fuck. It was not like my favorite language. I don't know what I would have chosen, really, apart from extra English. But I went for it. And I was not impressed. I mean, it is hard. But the grammar, the cases, don't get me started. Latin is even worse. So, but what we did do was study poetry. And I know when I say German poetry, some of you are probably like, that doesn't sound right. But it was. We studied Die Lorelei, and if you don't know it, after you watch this video, go and find it because it is so good. It is my favorite piece of writing in German. I don't have many, okay, I don't know many, but that one, right? Die Luft ist kühl und es dunkelt und ruhig fließt der Rhein. There's just a melody to it. And the story, the drama, it's so good. It's like basically this kind of like siren that's combing her golden hair. So there is this guy in this boat, and he loses control of his boat because he's just too busy staring at her, which happens to me every day. That's why I don't go out much. But yeah. After that, so that was like all at school. I was gonna say Gymnasium. Okay, high school, middle school, high school. When I went to university, I took German for 6 months, and then I had to drop it because I was with people who had done German for like 10 years. So the discrepancy, it was ridiculous. But I continued with English, obviously, and Spanish. Then I started learning Portuguese by myself. Oi, gente. Tudo bem com vocês? I love Brazilian Portuguese. It's so good. It just makes you feel like smiling. So yeah. And then, I don't know if it was at the same time or not, or just before, I got into this thing about Iceland. Oh my, Iceland. Dude, okay. Yeah, okay. The national Icelandic day, or like the national day in Iceland, is the same day as my birthday. And seeing like the pictures, I mean, it looks fantastic. What a country. It looks so good, it looks amazing, it looks magical. Even the language, they sound like they're talking to fairies or elves all the time. Like, what? So I started learning a bit of Icelandic, and at the time, like, we didn't have Duolingo. My dude, I think we had Rosetta Stone, and I was too broke for that. So I got this website. So it was just like basically like lists of words. If some of you remember Siros, I hope I pronounced that right, the band. Right. I also felt like so enthralled is the word that comes to mind. It was the album with the baby alien, Agatis Birian, I think it's called. But yeah, that one, that was like early 2000s, my dudes. I cannot say like a single sentence in Icelandic, but I've been doing like research for this project I'm working on, so I've been looking up words, you know, but that's about it. Then several years later, fast forward to me living in England. So those were like the last 2 years, I think, maybe the last year I was living in England. I lived in England for 7 years. I know, it's a long time. I had this Polish co-worker. I also, for some reason, decided to like reinvent myself into this Eastern European author. And her name was Janeczka Dąbrowski, or it should have been Dąbrowska, but I didn't know at the time that like last names in Polish change according to gender. What the? So yeah. My internet name on my other channel was Janeczka Dąbrowski, which I changed. Then after a while, I stayed with that name for a super long time, and then I changed it because I felt like it didn't reflect the person that I was anymore. You know, deep shit, my dudes. So yeah, I changed it to Pixie Bradsky. I kept the skis on, which is funny because I've never skied in my life, but and Brad because that's what one of my best friends call me. So all right, lower chakras, you guys. So I started learning Polish with this person, but I mean, obviously she spoke English, she spoke very good English. So with an accent, but I probably spoke Polish with an accent. So if people remember Maszynka do Świerkania, I hope I'm saying that right. That's when that song came out. I forget who sings that, but yeah. But then I kind of fell out with that person and I stopped learning. Then, after a few years, I moved to Cambodia. At first, I didn't know how long I was going to stay in Cambodia, so I started learning Japanese. You guys, if you didn't know I was crazy, now you know. What can I say? What can I say? Oh. 私は日本語勉強です。Right, I'm a student of the Japanese language. I've been a student all those years. So then when I realized I was going to stay in Cambodia for a longer time, I dropped the Japanese and I focused on the Khmer. So stay trong episode 8 nè. But I can still read like some kanji, some what's it called? Hiragana, katakana. I still remember. And I can also read Korean because it is so easy. Madu, I can read, I just don't know what the words mean, but I can read it. And then last year, coming towards the end of this journey so far, I started learning Norwegian and Danish. Oh my god. So I got the Duolingo and I took the test in Norwegian, like they check your level, right? Dude, I got every question right. I had watched like a few videos in Norwegian about the language, but I would say Norwegian is probably one of my favorite languages. It just sounds so good. It just makes me happy. Jeg liker å snakke norsk. Jeg liker deg. I don't know, it just sounds like people are super happy. Oh, I remember also had like a few words of Swedish from my friend Liana. If you're watching this, big up. Ögon brinn forever, yes. But I mean, Swedish probably sounds like one of the happiest languages on the planet. I don't know, Swedish people sound like they're having so much fun when they speak. I mean, they probably never argue because they sound like they are in such a good mood. And it sounds very musical, so it sounds like they're singing almost. Danish was a little bit harder. Danish and Norwegian, written, are very, very similar. But the pronunciation, I had a hard time because I can hear the pronunciation clearly and the musicality of the language in Norwegian, but not in Danish. So it was kind of driving me mad for some time at the beginning. Dansk et svært sprog, en skildpadde. I love that word. Okay, favorite words in Danish. Skildpadde, that's a turtle. Fordi I like fordi. It's cute. Fordi. It means because. What else? Måske. 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 That's maybe. Måske kan vi se hinanden igen senere. Right? Maybe we can see each other again later. Right? Senere. Like John. John Cena. I'm being silly, you guys. But yeah, like I want to leave you on a sentence, right? The difference between Norwegian and Danish. And I believe that's gonna be all for today. So I'm gonna drop like a sentence right here and read it in Norwegian and in Danish, just because I want to. Right? Isbjørnen er glad. Right, the polar bear is happy. Isbjørnen er glad. In Danish, isbjørnen er glad. What? Isbjørnen er glad. That sound, like the D at the end of the words, that sound, it was kind of hard to get the hang of. I already can't get the hang of English, so sorry if I butchered your language. I'm sorry if you're Danish and you're watching this and you're like, just give it a rest, you savage. I understand. Thanks for watching. But yeah, I believe those are all my language adventures for now. If you would like me to say something in a language, as long as it's something I understand and maybe not offensive, because drop a comment, my dudes. Drop a comment. You know how we roll. So I believe that's all for now. It's been a very long session. You might be asleep by now. If you are, sweet dreams. And if you are not, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And until I see you again, remember, you're protected, you're supported, and you're divinely guided.